Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to solve some self-join queries. So let's understand the concept of self-join with some interesting queries. So let's start. So we'll start with a very common query, which is displaying the employee name and the manager's name. So let's start. Here I'm going to use this schema part. I'll just show you. This is the employee table, and I'll just download it just to show you the data, how it looks like. So as you can see, we have this data of the employee. So we have the employee number, name, the job role, and also the manager ID of the employee, which is again nothing but the employee number itself. So now I want to find out, say for Blake. Okay, so who is the manager of Blake? 7839 is King. So Blake's manager is King. For Clark, it's 7839 again King. For Jones, it's King. For Scott, 7566 is Jones. For Scott, the manager is Jones. So in this way, we need to find out the name of the manager of the employee. So let's do that. To find out the manager, right? So this is my say actual employee, and this is my manager. So this is now my same table when I'm joining the same table with itself, right? So that is called as self join, where employee is joined to employee. So in a way, this whole set, right? This whole set becomes a table and it is joined to each other. Now this is your EMP table and this is your manager table. As per your query, you look here, this is EMP and this is manager. And this manager is also an employee itself, correct? So I need to join with the manager and the employee number of manager, correct? Got the point? Yeah, I want to find out the manager of Blake. Just take this example for now. Who is the manager of Blake? Manager of Blake is 7839. Now, who is 7839 in this table? If you look here, I'll just do the join here. 7839 to 7839. Just consider this as a different table itself. Forget that this is an employee table for now. Say like this is table T1 and this is table T2. From table T1, you are getting the ID of table T2. Simple. So in that way. So now what would be my join condition? So my join condition would be T1.manager equals to T2.employee number in that way. And the name that I have given is employee and manager. So let's make it simple. This is my employee dot manager is equal to, okay, what would be your condition? Manager dot employee number. See, manager that you are getting here is also an employee number. And if I want to get the details of this ID, correct, from this table, then which is the ID that I need to join with? It's the employee number. And that's what we have done here. So this is how you have to think when you are writing the self-join query. So this manager is an ID, okay, and if I go into this table, this manager table, okay, this is an employee number. So this is how you will get the employee of the, manager of the employee. And I'll just make this as manager dot e name. And what I will do is I'll just do it for a single department. Let's do it only for a single department. See there, we got the data and filter. Let's show for the employee number 10 now, or department number 10. So we have these three employees in the department number 10. So I got Clark and Miller here. As you can see, Clark. So here I'll rename this as manager name and here as employee name. Okay, once I do this, if I execute, so Miller is my employee and Miller's manager is Clark, and Clark is my employee and Clark's manager is King. So let's understand from here. See, Clark's manager is 7839 and Miller's manager is 7782 is Clark, as we can see in the data itself. Now there is one thing which is missing here. I cannot see king, correct? Because king's manager is null, correct? See what happens basically, employee dot manager is null. So null equals to employee number. It will return false. So that is why you are getting false or king. But say suppose I want to display it. I want to display the king also. I would say like king's manager is king itself in that way. So how can I do that? So I'll just put this as, if employee dot manager is null, then you replace it with employee number itself. So that same employee is the manager of itself. Okay. So now if you look at the output, as you can see, Miller's manager is Clark, King's manager is King only, Clark's manager is King. So in this way, you get the details of the manager of the employees. So we have completed the first one. You got the employee name along with the manager name. Simple, straightforward. Hopefully you got the idea. So in the self join, this is like T1 and T2, like we saw here. I'm just repeating it again. So you got the idea of T2's table, and you just use the ID here. You just joined. So in this case, we have joined manager and employee number. Okay. So I'm just adding one more header here. So this is my alias EMP, and this is my alias manager. And what was my join condition? EMP dot manager equal to manager dot employee number. Simple, straightforward. So this is the condition, and that's what we put in the query. Showing it in a zoom format. Okay. So this is the query basically, EMP and manager, and we put the NVL because if manager is null, then the manager of that employee is that employee itself. Employees reporting to the same manager. I want to find out employees who are reporting to the same manager. So here I'll take it as employee 1 and employee 2 now. I'll remove all this. What I want to find out is which all employees are reporting to the same manager. When I say same manager, so employee 1 dot manager is equal to employee 2 dot manager. So this is my common condition. So what is my common condition? If I take employee 1 and employee 2, okay, these two employees, here employee, this could be like employee A and here employee B, and they would appear in my output if they have the same manager. Like A's manager is C, okay, A reports to C, and B also reports to C. So here CC is common for employee 1 and 2. So that's why we have put this condition. So same manager. See, you can just understand from the question itself. So this is your equality condition that would be coming in. Now, how would you differentiate between the employee 1 and employee 2? That they are different. Okay. So let's understand that part. This data. So this is my employee who are having same manager. Correct. Now I'll take this part. Again, because it is self-join, correct? This is employee 1 and employee 2. They are coming from the same table itself. They are not coming from the other table. So that is why I need to do self-join. Now, what is the first condition? Manager equals to manager. Correct. Manager equals to manager is fine. So 7566, 7566. So all these rows would actually join. But what I want is Scott, Ford, and Ford, Scott. It shouldn't repeat, right? So how can I avoid it? If I take this condition, emp1 dot employee number is not equal to emp2 dot employee number. What will happen? Let's understand. Let's understand from the first condition, which is my 7788. Here employee number is not equals to. So fine, this is basically this condition will be false. Okay. So if I start here for this first row, it will try to do the join here. If I do the join here, so this will be false. Okay. So my first row will not be part of this. So if I just take this row here itself, here this will be false. So this 7788 will join to 7902. So in this case, this will be true. which is perfect because these two are not matching. Now we go to the next row, which is 7902. Okay, and we take this 7788. This will be true. Now if I take 7902 and if I take this 7902, this will be false. Fine. So now I got the combination here. Just need to. Now we have got this. So which rows are true now? As we can see, okay. So which rows are true? As you can see now, double seven. This row is true, right? So I'll get combination of what? Hot and cold here. And if I come here, so there is code and squad. Squad basically. So here you clearly see that this combination is actually repeating, correct? If Scott and Ford or Ford or Scott, it is one and the same, right? Because we are using not equal to. So this is the problem that we face actually. So in such conditions, if you want to filter out something, right? So always use less than or greater than. So why less than or greater than, we'll just understand here. So what will happen here? When I say 7788 is less than 7888, it is basically, it will return false because it is equal to, right? So equal to means it will be false. Now employee number 1, 7788 is less than 7902. Yes, it is less than 7902. Now let's come here. 7902, is it less than 7788? No, it is not. It is greater than that, right? So it will be false. Now come here. 7902 is less than 7902. So it is less than. So we get only one true condition, and that is why you get only pot and quad. So that is why in pairing conditions, okay, when you're using pairing conditions, you generally use less than or greater than. Okay, it is up to you. Just go with less than. I mean, that is also fine. So with less than, now you are eliminating duplicates. So these duplicate pairing conditions will be eliminated. And why you got the duplicates, we understood from this first part, right? So this is important. So now if we go back and if we write the query here, see what will happen. Condition. What is the joining condition between these two? What or the equality condition that I need to find out? So the common condition is manager. The common managers for both the employees. Now to differentiate between the employees. See, now the differentiator comes, right? This is the common between the employees. Okay, common condition between the employees. Now there is now we need to find out a differentiator between the two employees. Okay, so the differentiator is obviously employee number. And what I will do is employee number. I just explained it, right? So we got the differentiator. So now we'll always get only single pair. If I do it something like this, E1 dot employee number, E2 dot employee number, and just to see if their managers are same or not, right? Let's do that. E1 dot manager. So this in this way we'll also verify the data. So let's see the output. Sorry, this is employee 2. This is employee 1. Again, this is employee. Let's run this. Now, as you can see, here I'm getting 7566. Let me add the employee name as well. Adding employee name is simple. Then we go employee 2. Jones and Blake's manager is 7839. Blake's and Clark's manager is again 7839. Jones and Clark's manager is 7839. See here, the pair is not repeating, right? This is Jones and Blake. This is Blake and Clark. And suppose if I just want to show up here, right? If I run this, see there. The combination is now Jones, Blake, Blake, Clark. You will never see any combination repeating. because of this less than condition, because of the elimination that we have done, which I already explained here, how it got eliminated, right? See, if these are two tables, right? If they are joining to each other, what will happen basically? Each row of this will join to each and every row of the other table. So, like, if we start with the first row will join to all the rows, right? And then the second row will join to the all the rows. So here after manager is equal, right? Here manager is equal 7566. So just keep that in mind. In differentiator, especially in the pairing conditions, you will use basically less than condition and not equal to. If you use not equal to, the problem is the pairs will be repeated. Now after this, there is one more thing that we can do here is, see, manager, I'm getting manager's ID. Since manager is common, I can just add another self join. Here I will say manager, and this would be very, very simple. You just need to intake employee one dot manager is equal to manager dot employee number. So what we had done in the previous query. And here instead of I just put the manager dot ename. Now I got the manager's name as well. I'm just removing the ID. If we run this, here now the output also looks very good. So we have Jones and Blake. Okay. Here I should rename it as manager name. This will give good clarity. Okay. So Jones and Blake, their manager is King, and this is just the information about Jones and Blake. Blake and Clark, again King. Jones and Clark. So in this way, you can clearly see the manager name as well. This time I have joined three. I have done self joins. Basically now this time 1, 2, and 3. So 3 times I am joining the employee table. So this will become very simple. Find employees working in the same department. See here, when I say common condition is, here earlier it was manager. Now here it is department. Everything else remains the same. Just find employees working in the same department. So I'll just modify this same query. I'm not going to change a lot of things here. Okay, I'll just, what I will do is, what is my common condition? What is my common condition? It will be department number. So this is my common condition. Employees in the same department. Let me just remove this condition of manager. I don't need manager's name now. And this will just give me department. Everything else remains the same. The same department. What is the common between the employees? The department is the same. How do I differentiate between the employees? I will use this less than condition. Differentiate between the employees so that the pairs are not repeated. Just keep this in mind. So just to remove the condition. Okay. So if I run this, need to remove this. Now if I run this, so this is the output. Clark and King, department number 10. Allen and Blake, department number 30. Ward Blake, department number 30. John Scott, Smith Ford, Adams Ford. So all these are the employees in the same department. Okay. We are getting right twos there because we have joined employee only 2 times. So just keep that thing in mind. The fourth one is find employees earning more than their manager. Okay, so we have completed first, second, and third. Now we are moving to the fourth one. Find employees earning more than their manager. So this is going to be pretty straightforward. So here I will have employee, and then I need manager. So first I need to find out the employee. I'll just remove this for now, so it becomes clear. Okay, so let's find out the manager of the employee. Here it is emp.manager, and will be employee number. Again, I got the details of the manager as well. Correct. So this is the same thing that we saw here, right? Here this is employee and this is manager. From this 7839, from Blake's manager, right? Blake's manager is 7839. So what is the detail of 7839? 7839's details are in the manager table. You can just say that it's a manager table. Even though it's an employee table, it's a manager table. Now, what is the condition? I want to find out if the employee salary is greater than manager salary. So I want to find out all the employees salary. It's Sam basically. Column name is Sam. Now I can print here the name of the employee, and I can print the name of the manager, and I can print manager name here, and this is employee name here, and I will just print the employee salary. So we directly see if the condition is actually working or not. Right? Manager salary as manager salary. Now if I run this, here you can clearly see Code's manager is Jones, okay, and Code's salary is 3,000, but Jones' salary is 2,975. Code and Scott basically, their manager is Jones basically, and Jones' salary is less than their employee or subordinate. Employees having the same salary. So now this is the same kind of information, right? That you need same salary. Employees having the same salary. Now again we will go back to the common part and the differentiator. So I will just remove everything here. I want to find out employees having the same salary. So what is the common condition here? I will just make it as employee 2 here, and this would be my employee 1. Employee 1 dot salary is equals to employee 2 dot salary. So this is what the common condition. Employees having the same salary. This is the common condition. Employees having the common same salary. So this is my now the differentiator part between the employees. How do I differentiate between the employees? So this is straightforward. Using the employee number, right? Employee number is different or is unique basically for each and every employee. So that is why it is my differentiator. But then why I'm using less than? Because if I don't use less than, then the combination will be repeated. So just to remove the repetition, I'm using this less than, which I have explained earlier as well. So this is the thing that I have explained. The same thing follows for each and every differentiator. Now this is quite straightforward. I will just print the employee number here and salary here. Again, salary of the second employee, EMP2. Let's run this. As you can see, I got the employee number 7788 having salary as 3,000, 7902. I can even just print the name of the employee. Again, this is quite straightforward. EMP2 dot ename. See there, Scott and Ford have same salaries. Ward and Martin have same salaries. Our sixth query is duplicate employees. Let's find out how to find out the duplicate employees. Okay. Now I am using the with clause here to populate the data. Okay. Let's try to find out the duplicate employees here. Now we have employee ID here, employee name here, and department. Okay. So my employee name is basically you could say the key, or basically I want to the duplicate. How see when you get any query basically or a requirement to find out a duplicate, it could be any table. It could be any table. So important point is duplicate on what basis. So what are the columns that will decide that the rows are duplicated. Okay. So thing is in our case, this is like employee name. Okay, and we can even add department. Okay, so if employee name and department, so these two columns, if they are same, then I would say that the employee is duplicate and I need to remove one of them. Okay, so the common condition, so this is again common condition in the differentiator that we need to find out. So what is the common condition? Employee name and department. Okay, so let's start here. This is my employee E1, and then I'll have employees E2. Now, what are the common conditions that I need to find out? So one is obviously employee name. Employee name is my common condition, and which is the other common condition? See, this is basically when would I say that the rows are duplicated, that rows are not same, or basically rows are same. I would say it's duplicated. So how which columns should be equal to derive that thing? So in our case, it is department. See, in other cases, it could be like multiple. It depends case to case. Okay. Here, employee name and department, if they are same for any employee, then it means it's a duplicate. Now we will have two IDs. Okay, for any rows. As you can see, for John Smith, we are having two IDs. Similarly, for the other employees also, which are duplicate here, we are having two IDs. But what I want is, I want to eliminate one of them. So what I would do is, I would keep the latest record, and I would remove the I would remove the previous record, and I would keep the latest record. So to do that, what I will do is, E1 dot employee ID is less than E2 dot employee ID. So I'll get what the if I just print the E1 here, right? E1 dot employee ID, E1 dot employee name. So I can find out that this is duplicated, and E2 will also give me just to verify that it is actually duplicated. Okay, we'll just take this condition here. Now we'll clearly see that these records are duplicated. Either as you can see, 108, 109, 107, 109, right? 107, 108, correct? So we got all the duplicated records, 101 and 102. So basically, if I just take this part or the even part, right, then I will get all the duplicated employees, the employees which are duplicated. I've just added this E2 for the understanding purpose. But if you look here, Emily Davis and Emily Davis same here. It is repeating. That is why I had just done this. Otherwise, in case of duplicate records, you will just use E1 or you could use E2, one of them. Here, employee ID 108, 107, again 107. If we do distinct, then we get only one record of Emily sales. Then similarly, Alice Brown 103, 101. So these are duplicate. I just need to remove all of them. And at the end, I will get the latest record of Emily Davis and latest record of Alice Brown. If you just want to check this out, you can say that select star from employees, where just here E dot employee ID not in. I can use not exist also. It's fine. Just need to remove this. As you can see, I will see Emily Davis records. So now these are valid records, right? So this is now 109. Michael Scott, David Lee, Alice Brown, John Smith finance is fine. John Smith in IT is fine. Michael Scott admin. So now this combination is unique. If you see, it is unique. So that's how we derived or we removed the duplicate employees. So the inner query actually removed all the duplicate queries. So instead of this select, you might just try to delete from employees where employee ID in. For us, it would be in, and you would remove all the employees. Seventh query is find customers buying same product. If you just look at the data now, So this is my order table. In the order table, I have this customer ID 1, 2, and 3. They are buying the same product here. Similarly, there are other customers like 4 and 5 who are buying 1003. So now this is quite straightforward because we have understood the concept of key pair kind of queries, right? So let's do this orders O2. And if I do this, where O1 dot, what is my common condition between two customers? That they are buying the same product ID or product basically. And again, what is the differentiator between the customers? It's basically the customer ID. Customer ID is different. And how would I avoid the duplicate key pair? Is basically using this less than condition. So now if you're accustomed to this, so it will become much more easier. So I'll just print the customer IDs which are buying actually same product ID. Now if you look at the output, there we can see customer ID 2 comma 5 is buying 1005. Let me order it by product ID. It will give more clarity. And if I do this, see there 1 comma 3 is buying 1001 because 3 is already buying 1000, right? We got this, and 2 comma 3 again 1 comma 2 is 1001. So this is the correct result, right? Then again 1 has basically 1 comma 2 is 1002. 4 comma 5 is buying 1003 product ID. 2 and 5 are buying 1005. So this is how you can get the customers who are buying the same product. So this was the first part of the self-join queries. We'll have another part where we'll be covering different kind of queries for self-joins. Thank you so much. Have a good day.